Finally, nearly a month later, after this whole situation was seen on camera, nearly a month later, Rampage Jackson has finally been arrested.
Rampage Jackson's name quickly became one of the most talked about in combat sports and pro wrestling circles after his shocking arrest in Los Angeles. The 25-year-old son of UFC veteran Quentin Rampage Jackson was taken into custody following a violent incident that spiraled out of control at a wrestling event and made headlines for all the wrong reasons. The story has since turned into a whirlwind of viral footage, broken trust inside the wrestling ring, and an ongoing debate about accountability.
And I'll be transparent, I like Raja, and obviously I adore Rampage. Me and Rampage have a great relationship. I love Rampage. And it's just by nature, my initial thought was when I heard about this, and I spoke with Rampage, when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos, I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. Oh, I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. Because he was just getting started, and that all goes away. If this veteran pro wrestler decides to press charges, that pro wrestler goes, this was a bit or this was a work, and he just thought that's how it works, I'm not pressing charges, Raja's still gonna take a lot of heat online, but you're not doing jail time. Then we can figure it out. But if that dude wakes up and somebody's in his ear and goes, dude, you gotta make this dude pay. He has to learn a lesson and he presses charges, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. Attempted murder, aggravated assault, it's gonna be tough. Talking about felony, you know?
The drama began during a Knockouts Pro Wrestling event in late August. Fans who tuned in through a livestream could hardly believe that they were witnessing when Jackson climbed into the ring and unleashed a furious attack on wrestler Stuart Smith, better known by his ring name Psycho Stu. At first glance, some assumed the confrontation was part of the show, as wrestling often blurs the line between performance and reality. But as seconds passed, the situation grew darker. Jackson's assault was not staged. He pinned Smith down and delivered a relentless flurry of punches to his head, continuing the assault even after his opponent appeared completely motionless.
The streamer got in trouble after a misunderstanding by this pro wrestler. He thought the streamer was also an athlete, but after he found out that he wasn't, he apologized.
I get it.
It seemed like everything was fine by now, but when his stream chat asked him what he was gonna do, he said,
I'm beating this guy's ass, bro. I'm trying to see how long I get to stand there for.
And when he saw the opportunity, he just went inside the ring and gave this wrestler something that he will never forget. What is your opinion about this?
Spectators and fellow wrestlers have rushed in to separate the two, but the damage had already been done. Smith had to be taken to the hospital where doctors treated him for multiple injuries, and reports confirmed that he suffered a fractured maxilla bone, cuts on his lip, significant trauma to his jaw, and the loss of several teeth. He spent several days under medical supervision before being released, with his family later sharing online that he faced a long recovery phase and process ahead.
The man who stopped Rampage Jackson's brutal assault speaks out on the incident.
What actually happened to Stu?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Has no recollection of what happened. Incoherent. And there was other people that could have gotten involved, but they just stayed by the stage. Let me put it this way. I'm sorry to Stu that the people that said that they were your friends let this happen. I just got done with my match. Then I get a whisper by somebody, hey, I might need you to go out there and check a scenario. This guy's gonna do a spot. I'm like, when does the spot happen? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Well, you wanna let me know, but like, you're not telling me when the cue is, when is the spot supposed to happen. I walk out to somebody with the radio. I said, hey, talk to the back. When do you guys want me to go? What's happening? I was informed about the beer can incident. Actually, shortly before that, they told me that they, made up, shook hands, hugged it out. Right. I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ. That's the small calf, small ass chicken leg.
Give him his receipt. Tag this shit.
You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
The video of the incident spread across social media almost immediately, raking up millions of views and sparking outrage. Some who witnessed it described the attack as an attempted murder when calling the police. Though the Los Angeles Police Department did not confirm that specific description, they did launch an investigation, eventually leading to Jackson's arrest in mid-September. According to official records, he was booked in felony charges and held on a $50,000 bail. While details about the exact felony have not yet been made public, many legal experts believe his actions clearly crossed the line from performance to real-world violence.
Rampage Jackson, Rampage Jackson's son, has finally been arrested a month after what he did in a wrestling match. 25-year-old Raja Jackson was arrested and charged with felony battery this morning and put on a $50,000 bail in Los Angeles. Now, this all comes from the Knox Pro Wrestling event just a month ago on August 23rd between him and Psycho Stu, when Raja Jackson decided to actually put this man to sleep. You've probably seen the video. I can't show it to you here, but Raja gets in and everybody thinks that it's just for fun, right? He walks into the ring, but he actually wanted to hurt Psycho Stu. He ended up punching him in the face 30 times while Psycho Stu was unconscious. Psycho Stu ended up having his teeth knocked out, knocked unconscious, hospitalized with a broken jaw, fractured bones, severe cuts, and his recovery is still going on. And this is all because Raja Jackson had no career going on and wanted to just try and make a name for himself because he knew that he would always be in his father's shadow. Well, now he gets to be in his father's shadow while being in prison, while having to pay all these fines, and while people will always know that he is never going to make it in a career on his own.
As investigators placed together the events, new details surfaced about what sparked the chaos. The confrontation apparently started when Smith smashed a can against the side of Jackson's head during the match. In wrestling, this kind of stiff blow is sometimes used as a way for one performer to return a bit of roughness to another while still staying within the boundaries of the act. But for Jackson, who was not a trained professional wrestler, the hit ignited fury rather than an understanding of industry norms. He stormed into the ring, took Smith down, and let loose.
Before y'all judge me any further, just please let me explain. Ready? That's a receipt. That's all the I told Roger to do. Now my life is ruined over your lie. I am not responsible for what another grown man decides to do.
The response from the wrestling promotion was swift. NockX Pro Entertainment and Academy issued a statement condemning what happened, clarifying that nothing about the attack was scripted. They described the moment as a selfish act of violence that went against everything their academy stood for. With over 17 years of excellence and experience in the business, they said nothing like this had ever happened before at one of their shows, and they offered apologies to fans and supporters who had been shaken by the event.
I firmly 1000% believe he belongs in jail. To completely go off script and try to kill someone.
No, you're mentally insane.
Is insane. A guy tried to pull him off.
Yeah, that's
and he was still fighting back.
Going.
I thought I was watching someone try to commit murder. Young men try to emulate their father. If he saw his dad constantly beating the shit out of people, and if his dad especially was tough on him growing up, he's gonna want to prove that he is the tough guy.
Meanwhile, the fallout spread beyond the wrestling community into mainstream sports media, largely because of who Jackson's father is. Quentin Rampage Jackson is a former UFC light heavyweight champion and a well-known personality in combat sports. Naturally, the public looked at him for a response, and he did not shy away from addressing his son's behavior. He admitted that he initially believed the altercation was part of the show, but soon realized how serious it really was. Rather than defending Raja, he expressed disappointment and admitted that his son's involvement in a wrestling event was a mistake to begin with.
What Roger did was uncalled for, and I know it affected a lot of people, but I didn't do it. Like, cause he's my son and his father is a public figure, and they want to come after me. Like, and people automatically assume that I'm going to defend my son and I'm going to like try to pay people off and get them out of trouble. I'm just as mad as Roger as they are. I'm just as mad because Roger lied to me because I was live streaming when he got hit over the head with the can, and I called him. I was like, son, what's going on? Like, what you doing? And he didn't tell me nothing about them working him into a match so he can get his revenge, so he can get his payback. Cause he know I would have told him take his ass home. Cause the day before he just almost got knocked out in the gym. So Roger know, and then so at first, you know, I had to get an attorney and all that, and attorney told me not to say nothing. Then I'm seeing everything unfold online. I'm getting all these DMs, and I'm like, now it's turned racist. I got racist people saying stuff to me in my DMs, which is okay. This happens here every now and then, you know, just randomly somebody say something racist. But now I got the racist people threaten me and my family, like my other kids. I'm like, what does this got to do with race?
In a later interview, Rampage went even further, saying that Raja should face consequences for what happened. He suggested jail time, community service, anger management classes, and therapy as steps toward accountability. He emphasized that while his son did not intend to kill anyone, he caused serious harm and therefore needed to answer for his actions. Rampage also revealed that the situation strained his relationship with Raja. He was frustrated that his son had hidden details about the incident from him, and even felt that the fallout had put this other children at risk due to online threats. For the time being, Rampage chose to distance himself, admitting he was deeply disappointed and needed time to process everything.
The people calling my son like a caged animal, and say he don't got no undeveloped frontal lobe and stuff like that. I don't take that kindly, because you know anybody in a race can explode when they're pushed. Anybody.
I saw the statement that you posted on Monday, and then in the comments you were saying to people that you think he should go to jail, right?
Yeah. If the judge thinks he should go to jail, yeah, I think Roger should go to jail so he'll learn not to do this shit no more. Like, you got to control your emotions, and I think I'm not saying like people saying he should go to jail for 10 years. No, he should go to jail and not prison. He should go to jail, do a little time, and then get some therapy, and learn from this. So, because this is what people don't understand. Like, when you train a martial art, you have great power. Like, you can hurt 99% of the population on the earth. You should know how to control that. Don't you know I get fucked with all the time? Do you know how many asses I want to beat? People that fuck with me. You can't go around.
The wrestling community also had strong reactions. Bryan Danielson, known for his professionalism inside the ring, weighed in during an interview. He admitted he did not know every detail, but described the situation as irresponsible for multiple. Danielson stressed that being a pro wrestler requires discipline, professionalism, and above all, respect for the safety of those you share the ring with. In his view, Rampage Jackson could not be considered a professional wrestler because he had failed to uphold those standards.
So I've seen the clip.
Yeah.
I have no context for what actually happened, but it seems pretty irresponsible on a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't understand how it went from one extreme to another.
I don't either. I have no idea. And so it's like, I have been in the ring with people who we don't necessarily get along.
Yeah.
Right. But there's professionalism, right? But I will say this, and this is not a defense of what he did. I don't think that Rampage's son is a professional wrestler.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know who
orchestrated it.
Yeah. It's just like there's a certain degree of professionalism you have to have to call yourself a professional wrestler, and that's not it. So
well, our thoughts are with Psycho Stu.
Yes.
I hope you're okay, buddy.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk to me about your diet. Are you a vegan?
I used to be fully plant-based. Wow. Now I'm mostly plant-based. But my last concussion, the doctor recommended that I really, I would take a lot of like fish oils and stuff. Yes. Even as a vegan, I would take fish oil supplements for my brain. I've had a lot of concussions, had post-concussion seizures, all that kind of stuff. I got a concussion in 2022. And that was my last concussion. And the neurologist that I went to, he had said, listen, I know that you are really good with your supplements and your essential fatty acids and all that kind of stuff, but for your brain health, I think you should have salmon at least 2 times a week, and then so I'm mostly plant-based. I do salmon 2 times a week. And now I'm not I can't even say that I'm plant-based, except for salmon 2 times a week.
As for the legal side, questions remain about how the case will play out. Reports indicated that it was not yet clear if Raja had secured legal representation. At the time of his arrest, he remained behind bars awaiting further proceedings. Observers believe the charges are directly tied to the viral assault, though the LAPD did not officially confirm this connection. Regardless, the assumption is hard to ignore, especially given the overwhelming video evidence.
I'm sure we can all agree, in my opinion as well, I have to say in my opinion, this was attempted murder. Finally, the police deemed it serious enough to get around to it. Nearly a month later, they've got this guy in cuffs. I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna go through a bunch of stuff in today's video, go through the whole situation. There's a lot of information on this as well. I'm also gonna go through Charles Oliveira versus Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev pulled out. There's also Reina Derrida versus Brendan Allen. We're gonna go through some MMA stuff at the end of the video, but we're gonna start with this. Rampage Jackson finally arrested for what he did.
The broader conversation around this incident has centered on the thin line between scripted wrestling entertainment and actual violence. Wrestling is built in trust. 2 performers must rely on each other to keep things safe while still putting on an exciting show. When that trust is broken, the consequences can be severe. Raja's lack of experience in professional wrestling only made matters worse. He approached the situation like a real fight rather than a performance, escalating what should have been a minor spot into a brutal attack that left someone hospitalized.
Rampage Jackson arrested nearly a month after alleged assault pro wrestler. Live. Yep. Crazy didn't happen sooner though. I gotta say it. It didn't happen sooner. But I mean, yeah, that is absolutely awful. I mean.
For Smith, the road ahead will be challenging. Recovering from broken bones and lost teeth is physically painful and emotionally draining, yet the support he has received from fans and colleagues suggests he won't have to face those challenges alone. The community rallying behind him has been one of the most and few positive outcomes from an otherwise grim situation. Meanwhile, Rampage Jackson is left to confront the reality of his actions. The son of a UFC legend, he may have grown up around the fight game, but stepping into a wrestling ring without proper training or understanding proved disastrous. His arrest and the backlash that follows show how quickly careers and reputations can unravel when someone loses control in a setting that depends on trust and cooperation.
Wait a second. Somebody just said grow a pair? Okay, man. Okay. How is it that there's always people defending everything? How are we not all on the same page here, bro? How are we not on the same page here? How is there even one guy, one psychotic guy even defending this?
The entire episode stands as a cautionary tale for both combat sports and entertainment wrestling. It underscores the importance of safety protocols, proper training, and ensuring that participants know the difference between performing for a crowd and fighting in real life. It also illustrates how quickly public opinion can shift, especially in the age of viral videos. What started at a live event in front of a relatively small audience became a global story within hours, reshaping the reputations of everyone involved. As of now, Raj's future remains uncertain. Whether he faces jail time, probation, or other penalties, his path forward will almost certainly involve legal consequences and personal reflection. For Stuart Smith, the hope is a full recovery and a return to the wrestling world he truly and clearly loves. And for the fans, this incident has been a stark reminder that while wrestling thrives in drama and spectacle, it should never blur the line so far that real people suffer lasting harm.